Today we have a very special guest with this. ManVsMood is joined by a gentleman that is a teacher up north. His name is Mr. Colley. And the reason that we brought Mr. Colley on today is because a couple of weeks ago he went viral. And I'm not talking a little viral. I'm not talking 20, 30, 50,000 viral. I'm talking millions of viral. And as soon as I saw that, besides being a really cool guy and me interacting with a lot of his content, I thought it would be really cool to hear what that experience was like and to see what it feels like to see your follower count jump in a matter of hours, I would imagine, from several thousand to, I believe, 65,000 is the number he's at today. So with that, we're going to bring him on in just a second. But this is
ManVsMood.
Mr. Colley, how are we doing? You are live on the air with us.
What is going on, gentlemen? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to recognize that you have almost as silky a voice as Gary.
Yeah, right.
The two of you, if you started up your own podcast, Mike and I would be on the fucking road.
Yeah, right.
You two come in here with these. I mean, I thought that Brett was. Or is it cool if we use your first name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We can call him Brett.
No, I don't think we should.
Brett.
But I thought, I was like, you should be at like drive time in Seattle, you know, maybe a country station, maybe a rock station.
No,
I really have
talk radio.
No.
Radio.
I got him in a K Rock up there or something. Or what is the?
I could see it.
Absolutely,
I could see it.
Do you have any formal voice training? I see you have a microphone. I see you have a computer, all that kind of setup. So give us a little bit of background on you and why you have a following and started on TikTok, that kind of stuff. Just a quick overview. Then we'll dive into the other stuff.
A quick overview. That's. Do I have any voice training? No.
Okay.
To answer that question, I did just out of nowhere. I did radio for 5 years at the college that I attended. Okay. I started at the college. I did some radio over in the Tri-Cities for a little bit, just kind of dabbled with some friends out there. But no professional voice training. I used to, pandemic stream on Twitch. So that's why I got the professional mic set up. Outside of that, a little bit about myself. I got on TikTok as a joke. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
I straight up, like most of us through the pandemic, we may have downloaded TikTok as something to keep us a little more, occupied during the quarantine times, as we like to call it, the medieval Europe revisited times.
Right.
In which then all of a sudden, my students started talking about TikTok and I started talking about TikTok about all the different trends that were going on, like telling kids, listen, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you renegade dance while we're in all this other stuff. And they're like,
renegade.
Whoa, renegade, yeah. Renegade.
Oh, he's doing it. You guys can't see it, but he's doing it.
Wow. And my students are like, oh, this is so cringe. Wait, you have a TikTok? Yeah, I have a TikTok. They're like, all right, cool. Bet you can't get to 1,000 followers.
They said that to you?
100%.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, challenge accepted.
And I literally was like, you know what, kid? All right, it's not. No, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna see what happened. And sure enough, I did what I needed to do and got to 1,000 followers. My first video that I really posted, I think it was like my 4th or 5th video ever. I'd have to go back through and look. Was one to just call out to teachers, and it was 24,000 views, and I thought I was like, yeah, what's up, king of the castle coming in, let's go, boys.
Hell yeah.
And all that went down, and I was super excited. I was like, let's go, let's make something happen. And I reached like 2.2 thousand followers like that.
Really?
And then, of course, we went back into hybrid learning here in Washington State. And there was a lot of like back and forth trying to deal with things, and it got crazy. So I didn't really post as much. And then this year started, and I just said, let's go, let's have fun with it. And, for anybody out there, who knows, I post some fun content. At least I think it's fun content.
Well, so. I think that we've all three of us have seen it. It is a lot of fun. And you bring a different light to teachers. Obviously, you've got the beard. You use effects in your videos. Your kids are in them, and you talk about this.
They're not in there.
No, you can
mind
hear
you.
them. No. You're
Okay,
exactly
yeah.
right. We need to make
There's a presence. There's a presence.
Exactly, because that one video that did pop off, you had the kids in the background.
Bro.
Okay, walk us through it.
I love your animal sounds,
No.
by the way.
Yeah.
You really what? I don't know. Look, it was just a random day. My kid, we had just switched because we've been in rows of seating this entire year, right? We came back, we started with masks. There was still the 3-foot mandate, everything that we had to do in that route. And I just said, you know what? We've dropped the mask mandate. Kids are doing pretty well. I'm going to put them in these pods, these group pods,
Okay.
in which they're still, socially distanced. They're still within the 3 feet range that the CDC is required for schools. But it gives them more opportunity to, have more of an interaction with other students rather than randomly getting up out of their seat. Like, I don't know if you guys know the teacher Lee McNasty.
No.
I will share some of his stuff, but he's famous for the "Why are you up?" Little comments when he has a kid get up and start walking around. Those were my kids. And yes, to everybody who's on my TikTok right now watching, if you are one of my students, you were one of those little kids walking around the room like crazy. And I said, we got to stop this. And so I finally put it into pods, and mistake number one.
Ooh.
Because they all started just chatting amongst themselves, which was fine, which is great. Great. You get in that social interaction. And
It's like having 12 different the views, though.
bro, I love the fact that you said the view right there, because to me, that flawless identification portion, just so you know, it took off. And I just was like, you guys are supposed to be working on. Look, I just introduced Buddhism. That's what we were starting our world religion. So I just introduced Buddhism, and the noise level just kept creeping up. Yeah, they're 6th graders, so it's going to happen. It just started creeping. And as it kept creeping, it just finally got to the point where I'm like, I can't even hear myself think, let alone anybody else in the room. What are they going to be doing right now? And so I just said, look. And the video was, talks amongst yourselves. When did it turn into acting like a whole bunch of uncaged zoo animals who just broke free? And I had this one kid in the room who's a hoot all the time, but he just, without skipping a beat, and bless his heart,
that part, I almost spit on the screen when I saw that. Or when I
ain't gonna lie.
it.
I thought I was gonna die. Like you can see my face. It's one of those faces of like, I want to laugh so hard right now, but I can't do it. If I laugh, so I'm gonna lose any control. And this is first period. This is right out the gate in the morning. I'm like, I gotta keep control, man. I gotta keep control.
So did the kids know that it blew up like it did? Because they follow you. They didn't?
No. Give me 1 second. I got to switch over. My headset is creaking out on me, and I can't hear you guys very well. So I got to switch over my audio.
So while you're doing that, we're going to get into, because we've covered a lot that I skipped the blessing part. And I do that quite often. These guys know that. Gary, to my left, what are you feeling blessed for today?
I'm feeling blessed for my little boy. He's 4 months old, and man, he's just getting so big, and it's just so cool just to see him, learning new things and just not standing on his own, but like being able to, like, I can hold him and,
be interactive,
and he's grabbing things, and he's just realizing like new little objects and new smells and new
his ding ding.
Yeah. Bird. Yeah.
Oh, what?
What? And but yeah, I don't know. Like it's just fun just to see him growing and just to get bigger and stuff like that. And like it kind of helped me, realize again what like true love is and like true like appreciation and stuff like that. And I just think that I'm so thankful for him, and I can't wait to see him get bigger and maybe 6'9" one day too, and better. So we'll see.
But will he be able to jump?
No.
Will he
No.
jump shoot? Will he get off the ground?
Or
No.
will he just like tippy toe shoot?
He's gonna barely be able to jump over a doily, just like my son,
Right.
and just like me.
Oh no, I think you have hops.
No.
I really
Maybe
nope.
when Mr. Colley comes back, I don't know if he can see all the doilies, but we can
Yeah.
film it on.
So you just heard.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about
No,
that.
the doilies are a big thing. So we record at Mike's house and
My mom's
his
house.
mom's
My
house.
mom's house.
Yeah, go ahead and tell him.
Because it's actually quieter here. Will
Much
has
quieter.
Horses that are dogs at his house.
Yes,
that
I
are
do.
loud and barky. And
And in
Gary
heat
lives
right
far
now.
away. So
Yeah, right. What are you feeling blessed for, Mike?
I'm actually really blessed for. It's kind of cliche, but I'm blessed for my girlfriend. She's pretty freaking amazing, and over time, I just get to see more and more of that. What I really love is like, I'll do things. I'll like go put dishes away. I'll fold laundry. Like any guy should do is help their
Yes.
significant other. And she's just very appreciative, and she lets me know, and I don't even have to ask for any like, hey, this is what I did. And then it's just unsolicited, and she gives it. It just makes me want to do more. So I'm grateful for her, and how she makes me feel as a man, and makes me want to do even better. So
That's good.
That part that you said about the folding laundry and things like that, it is so. I think it's an oddity for a lot of guys because you get that mentality that you shouldn't have to do that or it's beneath you or something like that. But I don't know about you guys, but I actually appreciate doing that because you know what? Sometimes I like my shit folded my way.
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of I don't know. I'm just like that, especially with like my pants and my shirts and my sweatshirts. Just let me handle it. She'll fold it up, but I do like the four of us have like because laundry is nonstop, especially with the gym and kids and sports and
dishes.
Oh yeah, but we just break it all down. After dinner, somebody does the mopping, somebody does lunches, somebody does it. If we all do, and we're done in 15 minutes. Mom's not in there for an hour slaving away, and we get the stuff done. The kids get to go do what they want, and so it's like this is a pretty well, a system that works fairly well. I don't know why more people don't do that. I mean, I do know why, but anyway, good on you for doing that.
And just to kind of continue, is she loves my kids. She treats them better than a lot of other people that I've been with have. And she truly cares and has a heart that cares, and that's probably why she's such a great nurse as well. But
Yes,
anyway, that's
awesome,
what I'm grateful for
that
today.
is
awesome.
pretty incredible to have somebody that you look forward to doing that kind of stuff rather than you feel like you're
Like it's a chore. I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's a chore. I feel
Exactly.
like, hey, I get to help her out, so when she has a day off, she doesn't have to worry about doing it because it's already done.
exactly.
So
Brett, how about you? What are we feeling blessed for today?
Yeah, it's 100%. I'm blessed for my wife.
Nice.
This woman she knows a lot that I've gone through prior to meeting her just about 11 years ago now. And we've been married for 6 currently. I almost said the wrong number, and I would have gotten beat up for that one.
Yeah, not until I release this, unless she's on the live.
She was when I said it, and then she disappeared momentarily.
Right.
I think when I
she
said
went
it,
to go get her
she's like, "Oh, you're
switch.
Yeah, right.
No, but it's 100%. I'm grateful for my wife. I mean, she's taught me so much throughout the entirety of our relationship and our marriage, and she's been there with me through thick and thin, no matter what, and has really supported me through, a couple career changes, and been there when some dark times hit, and really was able to pull me out of those and kind of bring me back to understanding the true nature of what it is I'm supposed to be doing.
Isn't that
Yeah.
special? That's you guys can't see it, but his face told a big story there too. His words said something, but your face said a lot as well. That's I'm going to touch on some of that in just a minute, but it's incredible though. We all know that feeling. I think that when you have somebody that's truly in your corner, that is there for you, your rock, that is ride or die. Right. And it's freeing because it allows you to be the person that you're supposed to be and that you want to be, not something that a preconceived notion or something like that. So it's That's awesome. But I heard you. I was on live yesterday watching you, and you were talking about her, and I could tell that was something that was meaningful to you. Now, you were joking and whatnot, but it's just kind of cool to see that kind of stuff. And I have a feeling that you do a lot of joking, and that's kind of how we are. We bust a lot of balls, and we do it with a lot of love. What's that?
I said, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so my turn to say what I'm blessed for. I got to go to the beach last week for spring break, because our spring break was last week down at Cannon Beach, and love Cannon Beach. Went to Seaside for approximately 2 hours and escaped without losing anything. I do not like Seaside. I just do not find a reason to go to Seaside. Other than I'm going to say it, and you're going to just probably thrash me for it, but I do like going to the outlet malls.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pig and Pancake.
No, I will never eat at Pig and Pancake in my life.
Man,
yes, I offended him.
Whoa.
I am not a
We'll get back to that when you're done.
Okay.
Finish your thought.
No, but we had like perfect weather. So we're going down Tuesday. It's raining on the way. We get there, sun. We can see the beach from our house. 72 degrees or something on Thursday. Just gorgeous. Friday we're leaving. As we're pulling out of town, the rain rolls in again. I'm like, it's pretty hard to do that in April at the beach. So I was...
So you come home to a snowstorm.
Yeah, no shit.
Right,
What's the deal with that? Up there, did you guys get snow or anything?
Or hail?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yesterday they
Or
hailed.
hail.
The mixture
today?
The mixture of snow, hail, and whatever the hell else it is. You can't even tell what it is.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I was on 14 on Tuesday. There was a car slid out in the middle of the road. People are walking around on Highway 14 with their car slid out, and it was a Subaru. I'm like, come on, people, the traffic. I'm like, don't walk around on a highway. That is not usually something that is very smart. How about you? How much snow did you guys get? We got like 4 inches down here.
None. Nothing that stuck around. We got hail like crazy though.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
hell?
Exactly.
I was what the you driving down the street going, what the hell?
What the hell, Bobby? Damn it. Whacking off.
Oh, I'm about to go to Taco Bell and get me a Bob Bless.
Okay, so don't make me start laughing, because these guys know that I'll just lose my shit if I.
Oh no! Are you the damn giggle monster of the group?
I can be. Usually I'm not, because I'm going to be honest
is.
with you. We get into some. I don't know how much you know about us, but
Nothing.
We get into a lot.
I don't know. I've listened to a couple episodes.
Okay, so you know that depending on the episode, we can get into some pretty heavy topics, and we are all three very damaged. And we're on the upswing, though, and
moving on up.
Yes, because we've been in the ditch. They threw the rocks over us and the dirt, and they ran over us, and now we're out of it. Kind of like the Undertaker, that meme of the Undertaker popping up at WrestleMania.
So good.
Yes, that's kind of us now, and this podcast is kind of our cathartic way of having fun with some really, really tough topics. And so, you and I had DM'd about, some just that we were a mental health podcast and we're not just guys talking about sports and things like that. So, but the main reason I wanted to bring you on is to talk to you about being a teacher and the viral aspect of TikTok, because it's something that, TikTok does play into mental health, and we're all older guys, but the younger generation, in fact, I did one today. I did that stitch of say something that's, people will hate you for. And I said that handing a phone to a kid is like digital cocaine, because that's what it is. And so I think it'd be really neat to get your insight on that. But I want to get back to the story of going viral. So you hit 1 million views. I just find it fascinating.
So there's a little bit more to that. So
okay.
It's April Fool's Day when I post that video. Okay. So it's April Fool's Day when I post that video. And I go through the day like I'm pranking one of the counselors in my school. He's pranking me. I'm like looking around my room like, what else did he set up? I'm on edge. I've got students bringing me cookies, which if you watch future videos down the road.
I saw that one. That was hilarious.
So do you like hot sauce though?
I love it.
Okay. So
but not on cookies. That was like I'll talk about that story in a second.
Okay.
That kid, love that kid to death. He got me good. And the day goes through, and I had to run downstairs and go deal with something that was down in the office. And so, of course, I left my phone down there or up in my room because I didn't need it. And I don't get the best reception in the building anyway. So I ran downstairs, did what I needed to do, and I come back up and I have like 3 missed phone calls, and she's in the TikTok right now. I had like 3 missed phone calls and a few missed text messages from my wife, who's a teacher in the district as well. I'm just at a different school, and I'm like, that's normally our code that something bad happened,
Really?
right? So, yeah, someone died.
Oh, wow.
At that point, with that many text messages and phone calls, someone died.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's going through my
Big
head.
deal.
I call her up. Have you looked at your TikTok lately? No.
It said 99 plus, didn't it?
No, like it was. I think I'd been at like 100,000 views.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Damn, that's cool.
And
Oh, yeah.
to me, I was like, holy crap, that is a huge number of views.
Yeah.
And she's like, and your followers are going off the chart. And then I stopped myself and I go, no. You're lying to me. This is April. No,
Right?
this is April 1st. And my wife is pranking me right now.
Oh.
And we told each other, we're not going to prank each other. We woke up that morning, no pranks. I thought she was breaking the rules.
As
I
a
would
wife is like to do.
Well, she's good. Like, I mean, she's shifty. She may tell you she's not, but she is. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, I can't believe it. And then she sent me a screenshot. And
Oh.
that screenshot, the numbers were elevated. And I'm like,
Eh.
huh?
You're like, how'd you do that? You
Yeah.
wizard,
How did you?
Yeah.
Is this Photoshop?
I'm like, wait a minute. When did you learn how to use Photoshop?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to step outside, though, and this is still not going to be real. Like, it didn't feel real to me. And then we just watched the numbers slowly grow and grow. And she sent the video to her sister and her mom, and they were watching it slowly grow and grow and grow. I'm getting like text messages. He's at 300,000. He's at 400,000. I'm like,
Can I get 5? Can I get 5?
hey, now I'm going to get a 5 and 5 and a half. I grew up in the country, so I was around a lot of auctioneers.
Did you sell a lot of pigs in the country?
I didn't sell any pigs. I ate a lot of pigs.
Oh, me too.
Bacon.
I mean, that's not kosher for anybody listening. I apologize, but I still eat it. I got a whole pack of it in the freezer because we don't have leftover bacon in this house.
No, bacon is not a leftover.
No.
That's a staple.
No.
Yeah, you eat it all.
Yeah, but another quote out to one of my favorite content creators, motivating dad, is hilarious. But,
Oh, yes.
I just was like, what is going on? And then like the follower count, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. I'm like,
Right?
in 48 hours, I went.
How many did you start with that day?
I started with 3.9 on Friday, April 1st.
Really?
Friday, April 1st, I started with 3.9 thousand followers.
Wow.
By Sunday, I was at something like 50.
Well,
No, 40. I was at 40 by Sunday.
That's, I mean, to just sit there and watch. So are any of them messaging you? They're obviously probably commenting on the video. What is that feedback like for you? And are you trying to keep up with it as it's coming in?
Yeah. And like I started, I'm going through liking every comment. Like I'm getting carpal tunnels just and I couldn't keep up. I'm like, I'm tired. Like this is a workout. I need my pre-workout to finish this job.
Right.
And I kept going. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with any of this. I was commenting on a couple of the funny ones, and I mean, it's over 600,000 likes right now.
Yeah, I know.
You're at 66.
I have no idea how many thousand comments. It's like 3,000 comments or something like that. And like maybe less than 20 of them are mine.
And so you haven't been going through and responding to them at all.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I understand why you wouldn't, and that's how these people that have like 1.5 million followers, I don't know how they even remotely keep up with the comments.
No, I don't know how they do either. And I'm just sitting here, we're over a week.
Yeah.
What is today? Today's the 12th, right?
Yeah. So,
Spring break, Brent. I have no idea what day it is.
Right.
So we're 11 days removed from the original post. And I'm still looking at this, and I'm still opening up my phone every morning to 99 plus notifications.
Exactly.
And it's still from that same video.
But you had another video right behind it that kind of went viral as well. Because that
Yeah,
one
my
did-
little beard flip video. That
Yeah.
was a fun one. I thought that one would do just as well because that was just hilarious as hell.
right?
It didn't take off nearly as well as I thought, but I loved it. And it was a lot of fun for me because that was a completely different class and that dynamic needed that kind of over the top extra. And that's what I really love about teaching. And with these kids that I'm working with, you know, they've just, the last time they were in a classroom for a full year uninterrupted was 3rd grade.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then we had the 18 plus months of pandemic shutdown. And, you know, these kids are just like, they need something to keep them balanced.
They need
And-
that they need to know that you care too.
Yeah.
And I think
and it's
that they
history.
do.
It's ancient history. These 6th graders, oh man, I gotta take ancient. I'm gonna learn about all these old people.
Right.
So you gotta make it funny. I mean, like, hold on, are any of my kids in here right now? Give me 1 second. Oh, I see Mike's in here.
Yeah, no, he's
That's how I can see you now. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
he's-
why-
oh,
there you
live.
go.
Why don't I just watch him?
Oh yeah, Mike, there you go. That's for
yeah,
you.
there you want to turn it on, Gary? Gary's going on right now.
Hey, let's
too.
let's see that tat now. There we go.
There it is, right there.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yep.
That is
Okay.
insane.
I might have to send you one of my Seahawk memorabilia that I collect.
Let's go. Oh, I'm looking to make sure I don't have any students in here. Give me 1 second.
So we can drop some F-bombs and stuff or what?
Well, no, I mean, they know I'm completely, you know, I'm fluent in bad words.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't know because we do like to cuss
That's
occasionally.
why I said holy crap instead of something else. So
You know, it's not like they haven't heard it before.
Yeah.
I'll just say it that way. I mean, listen to the music they listen to nowadays.
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact. Oh wait, is that? Nope, I can't say it. That is one of my students. I can't tell her. She's gonna listen, and then she's gonna know that I have something really cool planned for down the road. But I will message you guys about what I have coming up, and then it'll be a video.
Okay.
We got some fun stuff planned, and that's just because you have to make it fun for the kids. They have to be willing to feel comfortable and be engaged and want to go, oh, that's funny.
And they play along with it because they're watching you. They're seeing these numbers take off, and they're getting excited for you, right?
Well, and what's funny is that whole class had no idea. Maybe like 1 or 2 kids who followed me in first period. So I had to wait until Monday to talk to these kids because we're on a block schedule, so I don't see them every day.
Oh, okay. So how many days a week do you see
3.
them?
I see this class, the class that's in that video, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay.
I see all 6 classes on Wednesdays because it's a short day. And I looked right at the kid who made the goat noise, and I'm like, bro, do you have any idea what you've done? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm over 1 million views. He's like, 1 million views? I said, yeah, I'm over 1 million views
Wow.
because of you. And he's like, I'm famous. Anyone want my autograph?
Well, I think that's exactly what I had like said to you or something was, do you want to, I mean, you feel famous or what? What does it feel like? I mean, that just has to be like in your gut or something, right?
Right. And, you know, I don't feel like it's weird. Like, I feel weird about it at the end of the day. Like, I'm like, what?
Right.
But I have no, like, to me, it's not anything. I'm still me. I'm still Mr. Colley who shows up every day and does what he needs to do.
How many followers have you gained since that one? Since that video? Because you went to what,
I would
60,
say after the
000?
48-hour frame went through, it's been another 20K.
Wow.
He's at 66.4 thousand right now.
And are they interacting with you or?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of likes. Now, I would be surprised if all of them were real. Let's be honest. We know that TikTok has a lot of bots going around, and you know, I've caught a few of those. And but no, I would say there's a lot of if there was an analytic for unique
Views or
interactions,
Okay.
I would see that it was a little bit higher than what I would be expecting.
you have any haters or anything like that?
I've had one, only one.
That's awesome. considering.
And I'm pretty sure it was one of my students just being a punk.
Oh, okay. So nothing like really bad or anything?
Not that I've seen. Not in all honesty, not that I've seen yet. But like I've got a buddy of mine, that teacher guy, who is posted a video just recently about differentiation, and teachers are starting to get hate right now.
What's
and
differentiation?
Differentiation in teaching, working with inclusion classrooms where you have students who are
Trans, gay, that kind of stuff.
No, not quite there. Not that in depth.
Okay.
Right. We're looking at the students who need the extra help, who are maybe have an IEP or a 504 labeled as special education, or just need that extra assistance and come into a mainstream classroom instead of a pull-out classroom. Okay. And being able to differentiate how we're teaching the lesson to ensure that everybody in that classroom learns the exact same thing. And he's getting tons of hate for it.
How many followers does he have?
He's at, I want to say he's just shy at 15, 20.
Okay.
But he has some videos take off. Like he's had one that's over 157,000 that literally took him about 18 hours to get there.
Wow. Really?
You know, he's riding these little waves, and which I'm starting to see too, starting to ride these waves. Some videos are going to peak really high. Some videos you'll get a couple thousand views if you're lucky. But he's starting to get hate.
Oh, go ahead. Mike, did you have something you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, since we are a mental health podcast, in TikTok, being TikTok famous now, what has that done to your mental health? Like, has it skyrocketed, or have you kind of tempered it, or where you at on all that?
Oh boy, if we could, let's see, how much time do we actually have left on this podcast? I would temper it. I would definitely say I've tempered it, just because I don't want anything like that. I mean, because in the grand scheme of things, 66,000, when you look at like the Scott D. Henrys, the Ed Dudes, the JT Laybournes, which are all three amazing gentlemen who I strive to be like, that team positivity, that really over the top, amazing, nice people. That's what I strive to be. Right. And so 66,000 is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
So I don't look at that and go, whoo, I'm TikTok famous. I appreciate the accolades because it makes me feel good that I've actually done something worthwhile on a digital platform, and I can look at my kids and go, nana, nana, boo, boo, I'm better than you.
There is a little bit of flex because we have that interesting dichotomy, because my youngest son has a TikTok and he puts stuff on it. And so it becomes a little bit of a competition, not a, bad competition or anything, but it is a little bit of a competition. And I'm trying to push him a little more because he's 16 and they're in that really, awkward stage. But I like it because the closer I am to him, the more I can see what he's doing. And I make sure that there's not anything unsavory happening.
Yeah.
And I think TikTok does a relatively good job of protecting kids unless they get into upside down pineapple TikTok.
Why would you even put that out there?
Why? Yeah. Kids, don't look that up.
He has kids watching on his
oh, sorry.
Right,
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not, you can't take me out in public very often. Okay.
Dude, you and I would be best friends. Let's just say next time I come down towards Portland, I'm stopping by your house and we're hitting up a bar.
Oh, hell yes, we are.
Yeah, we are. All of us.
We're going to get down.
Honey, please put more money in the bank account for bail money.
Yeah, we need enough for four of us.
Yeah.
Right. But to get back to the mental health aspect, that hasn't really affected my mental health. Did it make me happy? Did it make me feel good that something I've done is bringing joy to more people? Yes. But I stress a lot.
Really?
And I'm an internalizer. And I think, William, I told you that in a DM, that I internalize a lot of everything and I perseverate and I let it just sit and brood and build.
You and I sound a lot alike.
Yeah. Except your beard is just a little more full than mine.
He brushes.
And you actually have hair.
He pets it. He pets it every day, like it's a little puppy.
I'm told to stop touching my beard all the time.
Hey, wait until you put that Mad Viking in. You'll never stop touching.
Right on. MadViking.com.
That's what.
That's not a paid advertisement. Trust me, if it was, it'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to madviking.com where you can find all of your beard needs.
Gary, you got to get on that board. You got a beard,
right? Yeah, Gary, but Gary doesn't. He keeps that tight beard for the ladies. They don't like
the beard oil would be perfect for him then.
Exactly. We're gonna
no Mad Viking for me.
Oh yeah, no, we're saying that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you hooked up.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so the mental health. Let me tell you, as a teacher, if you're not ready for it, you're gonna suffer no matter what.
Yeah.
It's the mental health is really gonna. It plays a big role in the day-to-day life because here you are, whether you're a sped teacher working with, your caseload of anywhere from 12 to 28 kids to a gen ed teacher who has a full class and has, 143 kids that they deal with throughout the week.
Jeez.
You sit back and you go, am I doing this right? You question yourself a lot.
Yeah.
You look at test scores, you look at grades on assignments that you thought you had laid out in the best way possible to make kids successful. And then you have those that tend to fall through and you're like, what did I do wrong? Am I not doing anything? Am I dropping the ball? Am I going too fast? And then you're perseverating, you're reflecting, you get really, really deep into that. And then for me, I go into a very big downward spiral. And if my wife were up here, she'd be nodding her head behind me like, yes, he does.
Where is she? Why isn't she on
where
there?
it's a lot of, what was that?
Where is she? Why isn't she on there?
She's downstairs. She's like, you go have your man time. I'm like, okay. But because of this, I'm taking her out on a date afterwards. So we're going to go out to dinner.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. And so it's what teachers deal with on a daily basis. And, I know I have a couple teachers in here. Thank you for being here. If you tell me otherwise, you're lying to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this year's been rough.
The last 3 years have been rough, haven't they?
Well, let me tell you that this is my third year teaching. So the first 2 years, all I've known is online teaching.
Right, so that was the first pandemic year was your first year of teaching?
Yeah, I got hired in January of 2020. So I had 5 weeks in the classroom and then, hey, Governor Inslee says time to shut it down.
Welcome to hell. And you're a new hire.
To your nightmare.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I bet you had a lot of frustrated parents because honestly, I was one of them. My sixth grader, he's a sixth grader this year. Man, I'm not a freaking teacher. I didn't go to school for that.
Yeah.
I sell real estate. I don't want to teach kids.
What was the biggest challenge for you? Mentally speaking, anything. Actually, the mental health side of having those parents come at you from an angle that you weren't used to. I mean, I know you were new to the teaching profession, but you had probably found a little bit of a groove. Now everything there's politics involved. There's people are scared. I mean, and you're like, holy shit, I've been doing this for 6 weeks, man. Give me a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say some of the emails I got from parents, they're not mad at me. They're like, you're a new teacher. Sorry. It was a heavy hit. It was a heavy hit. For me to, I was a para, so a teacher's assistant for 5 years prior to that. So at least I had been in classrooms, right? So I'd had that face-to-face interaction. But to go and all of a sudden, here I am, hitting the ground running, mid-year, got a job, let's go. Pandemic. Shit.
Damn it.
Ready to hit the ground running. And then I have to teach behind screens. And, you have those kids who are just like, I ain't turning on my damn camera for nothing. And then those who literally can't turn on their cameras because of everything else in their life that's happening.
Yep.
And so you don't know who you're reaching, who you're not reaching. And the dealing with that was tough, was really tough.
You got a glimpse into the kids' lives that is more than you see regularly, didn't you? Just because you had those cameras, you could hear things going on in the background.
Yeah.
You know that it's a chaotic scene sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a lot of these kids who, at least in our district, right? You have a lot of these kids who their sole responsibility is to take care of the family because mom and dad are working.
Yep.
and they're the oldest sibling and need to help take care of the family while mom and dad are working. So you hear everything going on in the background when they turn on their microphone. Their camera ain't on. They're like, you don't need to see this hurricane, but oh, you want me to answer a question in the background, and you're like, oh, never mind, just go ahead and type your answers.
Go ahead and keep that in the chat box.
Yeah, like, did he get into the sugar again? Oh, that sucks.
So talking about mental health, like, did you ever have any of your kids reach out to you and like talk about how, you know, sad or angry they were, you know, like with the whole online schooling process? Or
I'll tell you more so now that I've been back in person. I maybe had one or two at my old school when I was online, but now that I've been back in person, I definitely have the trust that is built with these students. And I think that was the hardest thing, being a new teacher behind a screen, that these kids didn't know me. They only see digital me. Look at me, I'm a puppet. They don't.
Where's the hand? Wait a minute.
Jeff, where's your other hand?
See mine? Sorry.
But it was hard to build the trust. It was you don't want to know. Yeah, you don't want to know. It was hard to build the trust online with kids. And so I don't think that I really got to that place that I could have, that I really wanted to with those kids. Whereas now at the new school that I'm at, it's a lot easier, even though we had the masks on at the beginning of the year, to really hit home and build that trust and that respect with the kids, to where they know the minute they walk through my door, there's no judgment. There's no hate. There's no negativity at all.
It's
in
safe.
The sense of like, yeah, it's a safe place. You walk through my door, it's a safe zone, and you're taken care of no matter what.
I had somebody on a TikTok I made today about, I think it was on the revenge one, but they said they responded to Mike's comment about that they had been bullied in school, and this person, and I have a feeling this person knows me, because just I have a feeling, but they said they punched the kid in the face and it stopped the bullying. Now, I have a feeling that this was some time ago. I don't know, what was your thought, Mike? Did you get that? Did you have the feeling it was a kid or maybe a young adult? Or
I thought maybe they're more our age, because nowadays it's not punches you're seeing thrown. It's, you know, guns pulled out or knives or something else.
Yeah.
So it's probably more our time, or maybe a little bit younger. I don't know.
So are you seeing a lot of bullying, or do you think that it has gotten better from when we were, because I was, you know, like I made a video, I said I was the fat handicapped kid. I mean, it was all bets were off with me.
Yeah.
But what's that feel like now? Because I believe that the two worst sets of people on earth are terrorists and middle schoolers. That's the way I look at them. And so I'm sorry, but they're mean.
You got a point, though.
They're mean. They're just mean. And so that's why I ask is, what's that feel like now compared to what we were used to? You think it's gotten better, worse with online bullying, cyberbullying?
There's the twist, right? Or as they say back when we were younger, there's the rub.
Yeah.
Look, I made a video too. It's down in my views a little bit, where, you know, I'm pledging to make sure that my kids know that I'm going to stop bullying in my classroom. I was someone who was relentlessly bullied from the time I was in third grade all the way until I graduated high school. I mean, I was to the point that I was spit on. Really? I actually had drinks last summer with a kid who used to spit on me all the time.
No,
he looked me straight in my face and was like, I was a complete and utter jerk. And wow.
Yeah, but big ups to you for doing that, for sitting down.
That's the thing. I'm I
that's good.
Forgive and forget, you know, until you fooled me once. Shame on me. Do it again. Oh, damn.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. But there's the rub. I mean, William, you hit the nail on the head. These kids, we went through hell. Well, I mean, I know you know it. We went through hell growing up.
Mm-hmm.
but that was because it was face to face.
Right.
These kids are going through a nightmare because there are so many different social avenue platforms in which gossip, smut, hate can be spread that these kids will never ever see. And they have it so much worse, in my opinion, nowadays.
Really?
Because of social media. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could be friends with somebody on Facebook, but not be friends with them on Twitter and not know what their handle is. And they are talking mad smack.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Snapchat. Hey, guess what? Here's a message 24 hours later. Bye-bye. No one knows it happened except, the NSA.
They're not watching.
Who's watching?
Exactly. But especially on
tinfoil
TikTok.
helmet?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just shifted from more face-to-face to cyberbullying.
Absolutely. And here's the other rub. It's because bullies today are cowards.
Exactly. No, that's my
They
biggest
don't-
thing.
Yeah, they don't know. I mean, look, you talked behind someone's back in high school, you were getting smacked.
Yeah, you're going to get dealt with.
You talk behind someone's back now, they're like, ooh, oh, but kids don't realize that, that got you hit.
There were real world consequences. Yeah. And we don't like to condone violence, but
no, absolutely not.
Occasionally there are times and places when things need to be handled, and it will put an end to it. And if you can do it with words, that's what we want. But now kids don't know how to use their words because they're multi-accounting TikTok, Twitter, Snap, whatever it is, and they're 3 minutes away from creating a new identity to tell somebody what a piece of trash they are or whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
And that is when you weaponize that, and as parents, because now let's switch into dad modes. All 4 of us are dads.
Nope, 3 of you. I'm not a dad yet.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
So 3 of us are dads, and I know because I have my oldest son is 22, my youngest is 16. It has been a daily battle for me to make sure that I have a communication, just an open line of communication about what happens online, and that A, that it's not reality, and B, that those people that are out there, you've got to shut them down immediately.
Yeah.
Well, and just recently, I went through this, and you guys know, Gary and Will, that my 6th grader, I got a text message and a phone call, which was weird, from the associate principal at 10 o'clock at night, and come to find out that my son was telling another classmate of his that he was thinking about killing himself because of bullying at school. And, I didn't say anything. Well, I told you guys, I think the next day or whatever, but we were able to get it all solved, and it started with the cyberbullying. And it's like, I don't even think kids these days should have some of the apps that they have because of this.
They need to be age gated.
But as parents,
I agree.
We don't really, I don't know, we're not really gatekeepers to that in a lot of ways. Yeah. So at least that's in my own. I can say that I haven't been a gatekeeper for some of the apps that he's on. He doesn't have them anymore, but I mean, that way it's because, like you said, kids don't do it face to face anymore. They do it the keyboard cowboy way,
Yeah, it's so much easier to talk trash from like behind a keyboard and be a keyboard crip or whatever you want to call it, and just go out and say like anything about somebody's family or mom or anything, like rather than like we had to do, say it to their face. And it's, I don't know, like I just think people are becoming way more brazen and stuff like that now. So
the mental health in general, we believe, and I think that you would probably agree, is being I don't know why I have a frog in my throat, but I do, is more accepted now. For men to speak about. We speak about it very bluntly. I'm on TikTok, and I mean, I talked about some shit earlier this week that just fucking wrecked me for 2 days. Sorry, I was really trying not to use.
Sorry, kids. We'll bleep that out.
Yep. But it is more acceptable. Is it more accepted with the kids, do you think? Are they, this is something that I'm seeing, I've even seen it with my son, where they're using it as an excuse, or they're trying to manipulate me by some way, shape, or form. don't tell me how to feel or something like that. Are you seeing kids more receptive to it? Are they trying to manipulate more? What is your take on that? Because you're a wonderful resource for us to let our listeners know what that is like from your perspective.
Yeah, man, that's a tough question.
Because these kids are right in that age where things are starting to change and people are becoming different, and so the brains are very much more active, and now their sleep is being interrupted. So I guess I'll shut up and let you answer.
No, I would say it's, a little column A, a little column B. It depends on the student themselves.
Is it a male-female thing?
I don't want to label it that way.
Okay.
Or is it a maturity level thing?
I would definitely say more maturity level, because I know that there are some female students out there who handle it a lot better than some of our male students do. And to me, that is, number one, really cool to see. We're starting to see these young men really show emotion and not try to hide anything, and realize that it's okay to be a young man and know you're in trouble, and ask for help. Because 20 years ago, I would have never been able to ask for help.
No. 2 years ago, I didn't ask for help. It wasn't until, literally last year and a half that I've really, really embraced this stuff.
Yeah, my wife will tell you I still don't ask for help, and I know now she's upstairs in the next room, so she's really listening in.
Well, there's levels to that, though.
Right. And there's a bunch of different levels, and I think it's I don't know if it was Mike or Gary who said it, but I think you hit the nail on the head. It's definitely a maturity level.
When they are they acting? Because when we were in school, when things were going sideways at home, a lot of times they would act out in class. They were looking for negative reinforcement.
Yes.
Is that being acted out in class still, or is it everything's going online?
You're getting kids who shut down in class when stuff at home is going sideways.
Really?
Yeah, you get them. They from my experiences, of course, I'm only speaking for my small district here. But they internalize more. Now you will get the random, little yahoo young Thundercat trying to be kid. He's got a great life, though. That's all I'm going to say. His parents are amazing. But you do get those who will act out more in person, because they're striving for an attention, and they don't care what kind at that point, that they really want just to be heard. And in the sense where that being heard, they don't care if it's in a negative way at that point.
I think they were looking more for, because I can speak for my own self. This is Mike, if you can't tell the non-debonair voice compared to Gary.
Right.
But
token white guy.
For myself, I had a teacher like you, how you are for your kids. I had my teacher was Mr. Evans when I was growing up, and it was 4th grade. And he knew that when I was acting out, that something was wrong at home, or, I wasn't getting the attention I needed or whatever. So he would pull me aside after class or during recess or whatever and be like, hey, what's going on, man? And just have that one-on-one fatherly to, kind of surrogate son type of conversation, just to, provide that, I'd say more of a positive aspect in my life. And actually, after I graduated high school, I went to the school that he was still teaching at. He had moved to 6th grade at that point, and showed him my diploma, because he pulled me aside during one of our conferences and with my mom, and said, on the path that you're going right now, you're not going to graduate high school. And really? So he goes, and I know you can. And so by putting that little bit of faith into myself, that gave me the proof that, hey, someone does believe in me and does think I can do what it takes to get through to graduate high school.
Yeah, that was my 5th grade teacher.
We all have that. Gary, do you have that? So Gary has had, what brought Gary to us was he came on the show, our 5th episode, and he talked about what it was like to be a black person in a almost all white school. and that he was treated very, very poorly by coaches. Gary, but do you have a teacher, though, that you were able to lean on to have kind of that bond? Because I know I had one as well.
For me, no, like I didn't. And I think I just never really was able to have like any type of connection or anything, you know, like with a teacher. And for me, like that's why like I really love the chance that we get a chance to talk to him now, because it's cool to see a teacher that has a beard and tattoos and stuff like that. Like
Right.
for me, like it's nice to see somebody, you know, that I can relate to and talk to and stuff like that. And I just think like it's interesting just to think, you know, for me, if I would have had somebody like that, you know, maybe things would have been different. And just I like to see that, you know, because obviously, you know, you can tell by his personality and, you know, how he acts that he really cares about the kids and cares about the community and wants people to be better. So I just love that. But for me, did I have a teacher like that? No, like I really didn't. And like it's interesting too that he's a sixth grade teacher, because I feel like for me, like that's where I like started to really kind of drift off and really not focus on school and, you know, let the like people that were trying to mess with me get to me. And like I started fighting more and like arguing more and stuff like that. So to hear the things that he's saying and, you know, see him, it's great, you know. And I think the students, you know, should definitely be thankful for that.
Gary, I gotta. Sorry, Mike, I heard you take that inhale there, but Gary, you hit the nail on the head. Is why I wanted to teach sixth grade.
Yeah,
It's a transition time for kids,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the point. This is the do or die point for a lot of kids. This is where you're either going to rope them in and have them carry on some interest through the rest of school, or this is going to be the time where you lose them completely.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for bringing that. That's a completely valid point.
Definitely. So a question that I have is, so also like I like the fact that we have a teacher on, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people expect the teacher, you know, to be a babysitter, to be the teacher, to be the coach, to be all these different things, like a counselor. Like, is there anything that you would want, you know, a student or teachers or like outsiders to just know what the teaching world is about?
Good question, Gary.
Wow.
We should ask his wife this one, because he doesn't seem to know.
No, she's been doing it this is her 14th year teaching.
Wow.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. We as teachers, and I know I'm going to be very, very careful in lumping everybody in, because there are those teachers out there who literally have absolutely no desire to be in the classroom and only to collect a paycheck. And we know that they exist.
Yeah.
The teachers out there that actually care, if there was anything that I could have outsiders know about our job, is I'm not just teaching your kid. I'm protecting your kid. I'm mentoring your child. I'm overseeing some of the growth development that they have. And, you know, with me being a high school football coach, that goes into that as well. Being a teacher doesn't stop at a book. I have kids constantly emailing me, and they know they can do that. And it doesn't stop at a book. It doesn't stop when the bell rings. I have students who come by on my prep hour because they need a quiet place to sit.
Wow.
And they know they can come in at any given time, and they don't even have to say a word. They just come in, sit down, and hang out. And also listen more to your kids would be the only message that I could give some parents. Now, by some, I want the listeners to know that some is about 30%. You know, it's a small number.
30% is a pretty big number, though. I mean,
Well,
that's a third.
It's a good chunk of the pie. It's a good chunk of the pie.
Yeah.
But when you look at the other 70% who are, you know, not overstepping, but stepping above and beyond, you know, a normal parental role, I think that there are, you know, within that 30%, there are parents who are just indifferent to the day. And then there are parents who literally don't care. And if those parents were to just take an extra 5 minutes to ask a question and to show some interest, I think we would see some small behavioral changes come from a lot of these students, and they would realize that, ooh, you mean I can get this same kind of benefit here at home? Home can be a safe place.
Yeah.
That we're going to clip that and use it as for promo, because that's the kind of stuff that people need to hear, because we have so many parents that I think I'm incredibly cynical because the world has been mean to me. And I don't like that, and I work on it every single day because I want to be the light, and Gary wants to be the light, and Mike wants to be the light, and you want to be the light. But unfortunately, there's a lot of extinguishers out there and looking to piss on our candle. And I just want to make sure that people know that listening, if I had because I had a stepdad that didn't give a shit about me. Mike had a stepdad that didn't give a shit about him. Gary had a uncle that just stole his shit and beat him up. Yeah. And so if we can come from the ashes, rise like a phoenix, and be here, and you're there for our kids and we're here for the adults, I think we got a chance. I don't think that my cynicism is something that is worthwhile, because we're proving that we can be the better part of society. We just need more people to take up arms, not literally, but
more link arms.
Yes, link arms. Less shooting arms.
Exactly.
Less Second Amendment, more
exactly.
link arms.
Yeah.
But less Second Amendment, more broken lizard. Hands across America.
Yes. Broken lizard.
You're
welcome. Thank you very much. For
Sorry, we were getting to a moment where my eyes were beginning to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, I know it was.
I had to break that up a little bit.
All good. No, but go ahead. Sorry.
We just need that. You're right. And the world treated, find me one person who the world didn't treat poorly at one point. And then knowing you completely and how relentless children of our age group were,
mm-hmm.
It
was like the Energizer bunnies of picking on people. It was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, I mean, if you look at it like at a psychological level, there was a dopamine hit that they got from picking on us. Yeah, and the same thing as Gary's uncle, because Gary's uncle was, I mean, he got off on it. He was like, I want to steal your shit and I want to beat you up.
Definitely. I mean, like that was my childhood, was opening up a Christmas present and putting it down next to me, and then the next second it's gone, it's stolen. And, nobody wants to ask my uncle, who everybody knew took it, if he grabbed it or whatever. But yeah, just my next question, I mean, you touched on it like already, was, we're three dads here and stuff like that. And basically, I just wanted to ask, what you as a teacher, would say that a dad or parents or, whatever should do to help, get them, or basically get their kids, like in a better, like mental health place. And one of the things, you talked about, you talked about it like already, but I just wanted to see if you could touch on it again a little bit.
Not gonna lie, Gary, I'm gonna have to ask you re-ask that question. My brain was kind of
so just basically, like, I just wanted to see, we're talking about, mental health, and we're talking about, social media and all these different things, and just the world we're in now, and the world kids are in now. If you're not getting 1,000 likes, then you're nothing. If you don't have 1 million friends, then you're not, the biggest thing ever. And I just think, for us as parents, we're three dads here. Like, what would you say that we should do to help prepare and get our kids ready and stuff for the classroom?
That's trying to look at you. Well, William, because I can't see the other two, but understandably, I can
turn it. So here, let me turn this.
Don't show off more.
Let me hear. Let me see.
There's Gary. Can you see Gary now?
No, I see a big smudging.
Oh, that's because my piece of shit thing here. Hold on, let me do this.
Well, before you answer, Mr. Colley,
yes, sir.
I'll just say that, kind of answer Gary's question, as a dad, we just need to put our phones down and give our kids the attention that they deserve, and stop looking at who's looked at my video or who's liked my things or, whatever. We just got to put our phones down and put them away and give attention to the people that are in our house, because once they're grown up and gone, they don't need you anymore if you don't give them what they need.
Exactly. Sorry, Mike, you're over there looking like the Mike off of Friends with the short shorts.
I know. So I was trying to
legs.
I was trying to fiddle around with it, and I switched the camera, and it's just Mike's legs. That's all it is Mike's legs.
Sir, I gotta say, you've got a very handsome pair of legs.
Yes,
Thank you.
You have.
Even though you're wearing a Chicago Bears hat.
No, it's Camus.
Oh, Camus.
Camus.
Oh, that's Camus's logo.
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy, did
We
you just
stole
save
it from the
yourself a little,
Cincinnati Reds.
Do
so,
not uncross your legs, Mike, please.
No,
Yeah, let's-
because you
for
are
the love
live.
of God.
I'm live right.
Well, you're live on my screen. Hey, big guy.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna go ahead and move that because now I don't know how the screen thing is all fouled up here. So
Nah, don't even worry about it.
yeah,
Mike, you bring up a good point, putting down your phones. But in contrast to that, maybe use your phone to your advantage. In a sense where we are losing the battle with technology with our students and our kids. So use it to the phone equals lifeline. Someone just posted that in my chat. Maybe use that as a way to connect with the kids. Hey, did you see this really cool video? Let me show you this. Let me show you this. And then, stuff that can almost spark conversation. But on the flip side of that, wanting to take away technology, because like I tell my kids, I'm like, we didn't have social media when I was in your age. You know what social media is? Meeting up at the park.
right.
That was social media. That was our Facebook. Oh my.
There's
Okay.
Gary.
Sorry, I'm going to take a quick pause and just go listen to the dulcet tones of Mr. Gary. And then if you could see this man's beard right now,
Oh,
this man looks like a mix of John Legend and Barry White.
he is.
No, that's not true.
He's so hot.
He's over there singing all of me. And then,
Do I,
starts to go into that. Oh,
He's,
yeah.
he's the Black Hansel.
with the
Black
freckle.
Hansen.
Hansel from Zoolander.
Better. Oh my God,
He's
that's
so
hilarious.
hot.
So hot. But the other thing is, you're right. Take away their phones. Take away their phones. Make them go outside. Make them learn that falling down is okay. Make them learn that making mistakes is okay. Because a lot of parents, let me rephrase that because I'm going to get kicked if I go that route. I have noticed that there are times where students are not okay in making a mistake. There's a perfectionist attitude that has come out of this new generation of kids. And I think a lot of it is surrounding what they see on social media. They see perfection on social media.
They think life is a filter.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, it's snowing out. Oh my goodness, selfie because it's a filter. No, stop it. Stop it.
Gary, take off your freckle filter, please.
I know, right?
You can't.
Listen here, Morgan Freeman from Robin Hood with the freckles. I'm going to need you to tone it down a little bit, sir. You're not over here, saving me from the Crusades. You're
Yeah.
just, you're a Seahawks fan. Sorry, I love movie references. Oh, I love
So
movie
good.
references.
Me
so
too.
good.
But to be able to make that connection with our kids, and my wife and I talk about this all the time. How's that going to be like when we have kids, right? And I think one of the things parents are worried about is making that connection with kids where they don't feel that they can connect because of the generational gap. Because I listen to you three men right now talking about, we grew up in the same age. We got home hoping mom and dad weren't on the telephone so we could hit welcome.
Right.
You've got mail.
Aim
Right.
all day, every day.
What? I didn't
Right?
have that. I had the rotodialer.
See, I had AIM. I
no.
was out of high school when I got AIM, actually.
Oh, man.
I'm that old.
You did not look that old. Good. Kudos to you. But, we had all that. And if we take it away in the sense of this is to build a relationship, not as a punishment. It's to build a relationship. It's to better understand our kids and have them better understand where we're coming from as adults. I think we would see a small change and students would be more apt to that social aspect of life. Because I'm going to grab just anything that I can here. Here. No, that's going to be product placement. Oh, yeah, why not? They're watching. Oh, look, so-and-so commented on my latest video.
Mm-hmm.
Or, ooh, Kelsey from down the street sent me a text message and said, do I want to jump on and play Fortnite?
Oh my
Instead
God.
of going out and ride a
The
bike.
bane of all parents' existence.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
that's the truth
Right.
too. That's for real.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm not blocking anybody.
So you have a comment on, because I'm watching your live also. You're blocking out 5th Street. What's up?
I'm blocked out 5th Street.
On what?
Yeah, I
On
don't know. Dramatic unicorn.
I don't know what you mean by this. I wonder how long
Interesting.
we're here. I know you're here. I'm recording a podcast, people. What are you talking
So
about?
I got a quick
It literally
question.
says it in my title, recording a podcast.
So you basically just like touched on, like the importance of, failure and stuff like that. And I'm so glad we talked about
Yes.
that, because that's something that like some of the best life lessons like that I've learned have been from making mistakes and then, going back and counteracting and kind of like fixing. And that's like, I have a 16-year-old and a 4-month-old. And I just think for me, that's something that I want my 16-year-old to do almost, is fail. Because I feel like, fail just means like first attempt in learning. And I just think there's so much to be learned from failing, like obviously, if you go and burn your hand like on a stove, you're hopefully not going to do that again. But, if you do it again, then that's on you. But you have to, kind of dip your toe in things, whether it's going to school or becoming a realtor or starting a podcast or just anything. Like, you're never going to know unless you really try it. And like, I just think, like, I'll just talk about my son now. He's a big basketball player and stuff, and he sees, these big time athletes and stuff, and to him it seems like they never miss a shot. But I'm trying to tell him, like, those guys are in the gym a lot, like constantly. They're eating healthy. They're doing all these different things, to ensure that they can get to this point. And then when they are taking these chances to, shoot a ball or do whatever, like, you have to attempt it in order to miss. If you don't attempt, you're gonna miss. And it's the same thing with, trial and error, like in the real world. And that's what I want, kids or people, like anybody, just to understand that, like, it's okay to fail. It's okay to not get something on the first time. I don't know.
Brett, are you seeing parents that are giving you a hard time if their kids are not succeeding immediately, or is that something that you don't really experience? Because I'm a big fan of exactly what you said, Gary said, and we've talked about it on here, failure. And how vital it is in the maturity process of a child. That's what is going to help them overcome those times. And so as a teacher, you're the one that is, you got to take the brunt of that. If the kid does fail and the parent has some, incredibly high expectations that they can't meet, or the parent is the one that's doing all the damn work for them so that the kid does get the perfect grades.
Yeah. Am I seeing a lot of kickback? No. I'm not seeing a lot of kickback. I'll see a couple little emails every now and again going, hey, why does he have a B+?
Really? A B+?
Yeah, but it's because they know he's turned in the assignment, and I think it's more keeping me accountable.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm actually okay with.
Yeah, okay.
Like, hey, grade your assignments, dummy. And they're just doing it in a nicer way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't see a lot of that, which I'm okay with.
Well, it's them letting you do your job as well, which is, I know if a plumber comes over, he certainly doesn't want me standing over him while he's wrenching on the toilet. And you went to college for a long time so that you would have the opportunity to lead our young people. And I heard you on your live say that you're going to be possibly moving up to 7th grade. Is that right?
No, my kids want me to, but
Okay.
I have to take a test in Washington State to be able to teach 7th grade history.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about it in that way. I can just teach all histories across all grade levels and whatever, my school needs from me, I'd be willing to do. That's something I've thought about. But because it's technically a credit bearing class, I have to have my endorsement for that.
So I have a question for you, Brett. This is Mike.
Yes.
We've asked some of our other guests one of these questions before, and my question is to you is, who's been the most influential person in your life? Not so much for school or for teaching, but just overall in your life.
Oh, crap.
Now, this isn't the Oscars. Don't start thanking Miss... No, I'm joking.
And don't come up and
I
slap
gotta
me.
sit
don't
here and I
slap.
gotta thank my first grade teacher
Yeah.
from the first time that I was in elementary school. She really believed in my finger painting skills.
And I went potty by myself.
The first day I tied my shoes by myself, I was 25. I was so proud.
Hey, what you got with one-handed people not tying shoes? What you saying now? No,
So you had Velcro, is what you're saying.
no, I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna do a.
You had
TikTok.
those. You had those Back to the Future automatic lacing shoes. I don't even want to hear it. Those have been out long enough. Shut up. I know. Okay, so most influential. Here's where it's going to get weird.
Okay.
All right.
There's a twist to this.
Okay.
I'd say I'd have a couple that really fit that growing up. My father, who taught high school English for 43 years.
Wow.
Shout out to Brett's dad.
Right. That's
Hey, he was
Mr.
my
Colley.
high school English teacher.
Wow.
Ugh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was. Hey, what do I call you, Dad, Pops, Mr. C? What's up, homeboy? Hey, I'm gonna be late for dinner. What do I call you? And it was one of those weird moments. His mother, my grandmother, was an amazing woman. She taught me a lot from the time I was little because I used to spend a lot of time at her house with my dad being a teacher, my mom working for the school district and payroll. I would get out of elementary school a lot earlier, of course, and I would spend a lot of time with my grandmother. And between the two of them, I think they were some of the most influential people in my early childhood. Flash forward to 7 years ago when I met my biological family, because I was adopted at birth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And that was actually one of the big things that I was made fun of for the majority of my life, was that I was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And flash forward to almost 7 years ago, I met my biological family, of course, who grew up, 15 minutes away from me. And
No way.
Wow.
yeah, dude, my brother and I, we played high school. He's 18 months older than me. I have a much better beard. I know my niece is in here listening. Yes, tell Uncle Matt I have the better beard.
Beard gang.
Beard gang. But we swapped paint. We played football and baseball against each other, and we had no idea. My grandparents knew. They showed up and watched every one of my games.
You're
And
kidding me. You're just like, who are these two old people?
they had no idea who they were. I'm like, every time we played Othello, there they are. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I golf. Dude, they live on the golf course that I used to golf on off the first tee.
Wow.
Is their backyard.
Wow.
Man, that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah, that
shit.
I'm.
You
I'm
got
down.
to
Sign
lead
me
with
up.
this, bro. How you got to? No, I'm joking.
But now I look at it and I look at I would say my brother who's 18 months older than me, or my grandfather, are some of my biggest factors right now. And my brother was in the military for a good chunk of his life, medically discharged due to some issues that he had out in Iraq. And then there's my granddad, 84, I believe now. And if you've all ever seen King of the Hill, Hank Hill's dad, Cotton.
Oh, yeah. Come on, guys.
Hey, Dad. Oh, what are you doing? That Cotton is my granddad.
Really?
He's about 4'9" of just piss and vinegar anger, who used to sell concrete. All of us were over 6 feet tall, and then you got Grandpa in the picture, dude. William,
he's gotta
I'll
hang.
find a way to send you the picture. It is
Okay.
hilarious.
That's great.
But I would say between the four of those people, they've really put a good influence on my life. And then the cherry on the cake, she's not even listening at this point, but it is my wife, as far as becoming who I am today and a better understanding of the person that I've always been. She's really helped unlock that.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. Do you mind? We're going to wrap up here shortly because we try to not take
All your time up.
your time and the listeners' time. But I had two quick final questions, and then we kind of do a little wrap up where we have our final words of the show. But my two quick questions are: what did you do previous to becoming a teacher, and where did you meet your wife?
All right. So what did I do previous? I sold my soul to the devil. I worked
So you
retail.
were in real estate? Oh, okay.
Hey.
Worse, retail.
Wow. How did you make that jump from retail to teaching? Well, because you wanted to get the hell out of retail.
Yeah. To put it nicely, duh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I worked retail. I sold cars. I sold cell phones. I worked for Microsoft in their retail division through the Microsoft stores that we had. I opened up 3 stores across the United States. I was in Connecticut. I mean, I moved around a lot.
Wow.
And I just couldn't do it. And so retail, hence all the gray.
Yeah.
And the no hair. Actually, no, that was freshman year of college. Let's not talk about that.
We'll talk about that offline.
Now I know who you guys are. The damn chickens. Dustin and Krista, they're former roommates, by the way. So that dramatic unicorn's a former roommate.
Okay. That's what.
Anyway, where did I meet my wife? Believe it or not, online. We met through a website because we were both, cheap. Called OkCupid. We didn't want to pay the Match.com prices, I had just come out of a bad marriage.
Okay.
It was a thankless marriage, and without getting into too much detail, thank the good Lord I'm out. And so I was just like, all right, let's see what's out there. I'm kind of skeptical, but let's see what's out there. And I was working at a Verizon store in Issaquah, and it was a third-party store, so we could do whatever we wanted. So here I am on OkCupid on the work laptop, and I come across this picture of this brunette with a 10 million gigawatt smile.
Really?
And I'm like, that's a nice smile. All right, she's real pretty. She's going to see my profile picture and go, oh, hell no, and she's going to leave.
Yeah, shoot your
Right,
shot,
but-
baller.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm like, look, you get one shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Gretzky?
Exactly.
That's right, MJ.
Was it MJ or Gretzky who said that? Shit, my sports knowledge just fell off.
I thought you
Might
I
said.
think
been
that's Gretzky.
I
might
just
have been
thought you
Gretzky.
said OJ. I was half listening.
Yeah.
It was either one of them. I think it might have been Gretzky. Though. I don't
Mike
know.
said, "Screw this." He said he met his wife online. This ain't gonna last long. I'm gonna just do chick. I'm gonna do. Did anyone check out today's Wordle? What the hell is that word?
I already got
I
it.
was actually ordering or paying for some of your stuff on your classroom wish list on Amazon.
Stop.
Yeah, I was gonna since you're the glue of your class, I was gonna buy you some Elmer's glue, and then you do have some little doll things in here, and I think Gollum would look good on your desk.
Oh, Gollum would look good anywhere. I digress. I appreciate you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. What? And so we went on a date, and this is my favorite story. I know you're listening, honey. This is my favorite story. I knew she was a teacher. We talked for about 2 weeks via email. She was being very safe, which is perfect, right? She's taking care of herself. She's protecting herself, making sure of everything. And it's the night before school starts for her. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Let me take you out to ice cream. Something real simple, real public, right?
Very quick.
Meet me
But
there.
can be quick.
Can be extremely quick. Like, you have an exit strategy. Like, you got your roommate making that phone call, like, there's an emergency. Come on out.
Right.
You have that.
I'm lactose intolerant. I gotta go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, oh, this hit me. I forgot my lactate.
Yeah.
Damn it. And we met at a Cold Stone Creamery just out here in Linwood.
Oh, so you took out a loan for ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Shoot, that's better than student debt. Not as good as Voodoo Donuts, but
Ooh.
we don't have those up here.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well,
Everything good comes in pink boxes.
when you come down here,
Well, that's a
we'll go.
mic drop. No, you guys didn't hear that, did you?
Oh, I heard.
And
I
he's
heard.
not going to repeat it either.
Nope, I'm not.
I'm a smart one.
But guys, when I tell you this woman sat down in front of me, same 10,000 gigawatt smile. I knew right then and there that there was something different about her. And we visited. I had never laughed so hard on a date in my entire life. I had never once had good conversation on a date, because normally they're sitting there going, Jesus, will you just shut up? No one cares about your gosh darn cat.
Yeah, right.
We don't care about the knitting you did for your cat's paws. Okay, no, we get it. It's winter. Stop.
Yeah.
Fluffy's all right.
Fluffy will live. It's just a toothache. Anyway, 4.5 hours later, guys.
Wow.
Like the date went so long. We looked at each other. We're like, yo, that ice cream's been gone for a while. Now I'm hungry.
You closed down a Cold Stone.
we said, forget it. Like, you want to go grab a pizza? We're right next to a macaroni grill, which sadly, the macaroni grill where we had our first date, they've now closed. Which is really tragic for us.
Right? Okay.
Huh?
I said had nothing to do with you, right?
No, they just they're developing in the area, and apparently it didn't do well. But it was our spot, right? It's where at about 3 hours into the date, we're like, let's go grab a pizza. And we went into Macaroni Grill, grabbed a pizza. And I will always remember this. She got up to go use the restroom, and she looked right at the waitress right behind me and said, if he gets out of that chair, tackle him. This poor little 5'0" 104-pound soaking wet waitress looks at me and goes, I got you.
Yeah. She knew what she was doing.
She knew it. And from then on, like, I'm not kidding you, that date right there sealed the deal for me.
And how long have you been married now?
We've been married for 6 years. It'll be 7 years in August.
That's awesome.
I mean, dude, she traveled cross country with me when I moved from Seattle to Connecticut after getting a promotion. After we'd only been together for 6 months. It was her spring break. She's like, all right, let's go. Jumped in the truck and we drove.
Wow, that's amazing.
No, that's ride or die. Literally.
That literally.
Yeah. That's a hell of a story. Well, I think it's safe to say that we're going to have you on for the stuff that you brought up at the end of the show with the
look. I'll tell you right now. I'm. If you need a fourth, I'm good.
We like to collect podcast co-hosts here because we had one before that was a female.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that Jen was with us until December.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
And she moved to Arizona, and
okay.
She and her kids and her husband, he got a new job opportunity, and it was a hell of a deal, once in a lifetime type thing, and it happened very quickly. And so that kind of steered us a different way because we really like to have the female input on the show. And she has podcasted before. In fact, she had produced some pretty big podcasts. And so it was also a big help, and we just loved having her. But the whole husband and kids, and she kind of had to go with them, and we begrudgingly said okay, but no, we'll definitely talk more about that offline because this is we've had a lot of fun here, but I think that we have also been able to get into some things that we need to talk about as parents, as educators, as humans as well. So as we begin to wrap this up, Gary, what do you have for us here?
I mean, this was fun. I mean, I'm definitely glad we got a chance to do this. I'm very thankful to sit here and chat and talk with you. And I mean, above anything else, I'm super thankful that more people get to see Mike's legs too.
So look, I wish I was recording that because I would have made a TikTok out of it. I wish I was recording the Zoom. I would have made a TikTok.
We may be recording it, so we'll.
He's got legs,
and he doesn't know how to use them.
Wow.
Mike, what about you?
I hate you all. All right. So anyway, Brett, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. And you just made 3 best friends. So we're the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
Yeah, we needed another for our wolf pack. Please don't roofie us, though.
Yeah,
I swear to God, if you leave me on the roof of the building, I'm gonna be pissed.
Exactly. No, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. Do you have anything, Brett, that you would like to say and as a parting comment to whether it's your fans, your students, your wife, whatever you'd like to say? This is your shot.
Hey, look, guys, number one, thank you so much for having me on. It was an absolute pleasure getting to chat with the three of you. And literally, you're like 2.5 hours away from me. So,
Oh no, we're gonna do the damn thing. Don't you worry.
no, we
about
are
that.
going to do the damn thing. That is a for sure thing because I got family in Portland. So I'll drive right by and be like, hey, I need a place to stay because I'm not going into Portland today.
Nice.
But no, at the end of the day, I mean, guys, this is an absolute pleasure. And it's really awesome to see that there are three very strong men willing to take the reins of this topic. Because as we are all aware of, the social stigmata around a man having feelings is still very prevalent.
Yes.
And you hear it like there's a TikTok sound about it, for crying out loud. I'm a man. I don't tell anybody anything.
Exactly.
And they're lifting weights and everything, and I'm like, bro, you have no idea how much time I spend in the gym, and that's the reason I spend it, is so that I can talk about it.
Right. And so for you guys to be able to grab this by the reins, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I thank you for doing it. And I'm really excited to see, you know, just from a fan's aspect, where you guys are able to take this podcast, even with the doilies. I mean, you have a great future ahead
From the
of
top rope! Brett from the top rope. I love
drops
it.
the frog smash.
Doily Drive.
Oh my God, he killed him.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna make some fucking ManVsMood doilies, and you're getting the first one.
No, that was just like, I heard the glass break and Stone Cold just came running down.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Yeah. Anyway, Brett, thank you so much. Did I cut you off? Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, guy, I can't thank you enough for having me on. It was an absolute blast. I really hope we do get to do the opportunity to do this again. I had a great time with you guys. The three of you gentlemen are absolutely hilarious, and I just can't thank you enough. I can't wait to hear everything. You know, don't make me sound like too much of a jerk, but
I'm gonna chop this shit up.
We're gonna make you sound like Gollum.
Yeah.
we're going straight. We're going straight Paul Wall and chopping and screwing the hell out of it.
Yes. Oh, I love Paul Wall so much. Well,
But I do have something for you here at the end.
Okay.
Just, you know, use it if you wish, but I'm going to take it back to old radio days.
Okay.
We want to thank you for coming in and listening to Man vs. Mood. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Remember, it's okay to not be okay.
That is awesome.
And with that, we gone.